golems are great, except that they suck and I hate them. I mean, they do damage to mobs, but they also take damage from mobs, which means I have to go check on them every now and then and make sure they're not dying. And if they are dying, I have to slap a couple iron ingots on like band-aids, and I don't want to do that. I have better things to do, like record this video, and edit this video, and do other stuff probably. And I could just strap my iron golem to the wall and repair it automatically, but then it would be stuck to the wall, which is stupid. So instead, I'm gonna go with a much simpler, cheaper solution of building a giant assembly line to automatically make an infinite number of iron golems absolutely free. So the first thing I did was slap together 75 cobblestone generators, and then I slapped a bunch of drills to the top of it and connected them together with an encased chain drive. So now if I flip on this motor right here, all of the cobblestone will get mined out automatically. Now I slapped some vaults onto the bottom, and I have a bunch of funnels putting the cobblestone out on this belt here. I also have this threshold switch set up here, so when the front vault reaches 25% capacity, it will send a signal to this redstone link, which will turn off the drills, so it'll stop producing cobblestone. And the reason for this is because if you just let it run constantly, you'll end up with a bunch of cobblestone getting stuck up here, and that can cause just a ton of lag. So it's good to have some overflow protection. So once the cobblestone's drilled out, it's going to go through these 3 pairs of crushing wheels, which are going to turn it into gravel. So now I have this bulk washer set up to be exactly 19 blocks long, and the reason for this is because the maximum distance that a fan can travel is 20 blocks minus the 1 water block to create the bulk washer. So then the items that are washed are going to get turned into either iron nuggets or flint, and this funnel right here will filter out anything that is not gravel. So the flint and iron nuggets are going to be in this vault right here. And I've also set up a filter right here, so any flint that gets in there will automatically get dumped into lava. Now at this point, the iron nuggets are going to get compressed into iron ingots using a mechanical press, and then at this point they're going to be split up between these 2 different paths here. So one path is going to get made into iron blocks, and the other one is going to get made into shears. Alright, so at this step here you can see that the iron is getting converted into shears using a mechanical arm and a mechanical crafter. And on this side they're getting pressed into iron blocks. For the pumpkin farm, I basically just made a normal pumpkin farm, except instead of breaking the pumpkins automatically with pistons, I'm using drills and a sequence gear shift. So you see here, pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin. Hit this button here. Automatically mine out all the pumpkins and put them in this chest right here. So that's just going to go off every now and then. And then I put some overflow protection on that as well. Alright, so this little thing right here uses the shears from earlier and the pumpkins we just farmed and creates carved pumpkins. So basically, the pumpkin is deployed right here. The shears are used to create a carved pumpkin. And then this smart observer right here detects if it is a carved pumpkin, and if it is, then it turns on this redstone clock right here, which will keep sending pulses out to my sequence gear shift, which will send the drill out to go collect the carved pumpkin, which are neatly stored right here. Oh, and also all the seeds get burned in lava because I don't need them for anything. And of course, more overflow protection. With the carved pumpkins being made and the iron blocks being made, the final step is just to assemble this thing. So I have some chutes taking it down here to a bunch of deployers here, which will automatically deploy the iron blocks and carved pumpkin. Back here, I have mechanical arms that are going to feed the pumpkins and the iron blocks to the deployers as they need them. And then if I hit this button right here, it'll switch the whole machine on and start assembling iron golems. Shit. Yeah, so that's a problem. So there are basically 2 options I can do at this point. I can either check to make sure that all the iron blocks are in place before I place the pumpkin, or, hear me out, I can just have the pumpkin assembling part go later in the process. So, what do you think, Iron Golem? So I set up some circuitry back here. It's just some basic logic stuff, basically. If this rose quartz lamp is on, then it will place iron blocks here until all of the iron blocks are placed. Then you can see it switches over to this other rose quartz lamp, which will keep trying to place a carved pumpkin up until the point when it does, and then it'll stop and return to placing iron blocks. Alright, so I added some finishing touches, including an on-off switch. And that's my build, officially complete. This thing produces about 54 iron golems per hour, which should be plenty. So typically it'll go a lot slower than this, because the iron blocks just take so long to make, even with 75 cobblestone generators. But yeah, this should be more than enough iron golems for your purposes. And now for the ultimate test. And thanks for watching. Yeet!